Welcome back to another season of the NBA. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions for the upcoming season. This will include my awards, my overall predictions, my standings, and my playoff predictions, including who I believe will win the finals. Starting off with my awards, I'm going to give MVP to Luka Doncic. I think he deserves it, and he'll finally pass Giannis, SGA, and Nikola Jokic to finally win his deserved MVP. Even though he's down in LA with LeBron James, I still think he'll break free and win his first MVP of the NBA. Defensive Player of the Year will be Victor Wembanyama. Easy selection. He would have won it last year had he not gotten deep vein thrombosis, but he is a defensive menace, and he grew over the offseason, so you just know he's about to put in crazy stats every single night. Rookie of the Year, I'm going to give to VJ Edgecombe. Most people are probably going to pick Cooper Flagg as their MVP or Rookie of the Year, but I think VJ Edgecombe has a decent shot at getting it. He's on a team with Joel Embiid, Paul George, and Tyrese Maxey, but the 76ers were terrible last year, so I think he has a decent shot at getting ahead of the rest of his competition on his team and on the rookie class and finally winning Rookie of the Year. Sixth Man of the Year, I'm going to give to Jordan Clarkson. He won it back in Utah, and he might win it again because even though Tom Thibodeau's out and the starters are going to be not playing as much, he'll be on the floor getting more time, and he'll be able to win his second Sixth Man of the Year. Most Improved Player will be Anthony Simons. He's on the Celtics, and Jason Tatum is out for most, if not all, of the NBA season this year, so he has a pretty good shot. He's going to be working with Jaylen Brown and Derek White, so he's on a better team, better atmosphere, better coach. I think he can improve a little bit or maybe the most of anyone in the league. Coach of the Year, I'm giving to Chris Finch. He hasn't won it yet, and I think he deserves it because he's one of the better teams in the league, and that's all they do. They give it to one of the better coaches of one of the better teams. So I think he's going to deserve it. And Clutch Player of the Year will be Trae Young. I mean, he's Ice Trae for a reason, so I think he's going to be clutch, get a lot of buzzer beaters and clutch moments, and I think he's going to really step up to the moment. If Tyrese Halliburton wasn't injured, I would have given it to him because of his incredible playoff run last year, but my praise will be with him as he comes back from that injury, but he is a warrior, him and Trae Young. My overall predictions, I think either Erik Spoelstra or Steve Kerr gets fired this year. I could see either the Miami Heat, Golden State Warriors, or both not doing as good or not living up to expectations, and one of these beloved coaches getting fired. Steve Kerr might be time to go because the Warriors haven't had success in recent years after their championship run. Erik Spoelstra is also on the hot seat because Miami has just not gotten the job done either. So I think it might be time to move on and rebuild for one of these teams. I think that somebody will get 80-plus points in a game. I could definitely see this happening. I think it's going to be either like Luka, Donovan Mitchell, or Steph Curry who does this. But yeah, that'd be insane, and it's getting easier to score points as the seasons go by, and this one is definitely bound to happen at some point, and I think it'll happen this year. Number 3, the Suns will win the NBA Cup. Why not? I mean, we haven't expected the Lakers to win the Cup or the Bucks to win the Cup, so we don't expect the Suns to win the Cup, so they might win it. And yeah, I mean, Devin Booker's leading a team that's pretty much young, old in some areas, and I think this team can surprise people and possibly win the NBA Cup. Number 4, Ja Morant's going to get traded, I think. He hasn't done well in recent years, and Jaren Jackson Jr. is kind of taking over the team. Memphis already showed that they can trade people when they traded away Desmond Bane to Orlando, so it might be time to move on from Ja Morant as well. Just keep an eye out. If he doesn't do good, he might be on the move. Moving on to my standings for the 2025 to 2026 NBA season. Number 1 in the Western Conference is going to be OKC. Number 2, Minnesota. Number 3, Denver. Number 4, Phoenix. Number 5 is going to be San Antonio with the young team that they have down there. Number 6, New Orleans. Number 7, the Lakers. Number 8, Houston. Most people think they're going to be higher than that, and they finished number 2 in the conference last year. But, I mean, Kevin Durant is getting older, and they don't have Jalen Green or Dillon Brooks anymore, and Fred VanVleet got injured, so I put them down here. And this is being recorded during the Thunder and Rockets game, so I'm going to count it before the season, but, like, yeah. I think they're going to be lower than people expect. Number 9, the Clippers. Number 10, Dallas. Cooper Fly will solve some of their issues, but not all of them. Number 11 will be Utah. Woo! Number 12, Portland. Number 13, Golden State. This might be the leading cause of Steve Kerr getting fired this year. Number 14 will be Sacramento. And number 15, Memphis. Moving on to the Eastern Conference. Number 1 will be Cleveland. Number 2, Detroit. Boston, Indiana, and the Bucks. Kind of forgot what city they're in. Milwaukee. There we go. All those 3 teams have lost a player to injury. All of them Achilles, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, and Damian Lillard. So I think those 3 teams are going to drop a little bit. Maybe not a ton, maybe a ton. But I think that the Pistons could jump up because they're young, they're skilled, and they're getting Jaden Ivey back this year. Number 3 will be Boston. They're going to drop a little bit, but not too much because they got Jaylen Brown still, Anthony Simons, and they do have Derek White still. So I think they could still be up there, and it's not, like, I don't want to doubt them because they're always going to beat my expectations. Number 4, New York. Number 5, Atlanta. This new quartet of players, Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, Kristaps Porzingis, and Trae Young, will surprise a lot of people, and I think they could make a deep run if possible. Like, they could do it. Number 6, Orlando. Number 7 will be Milwaukee. Number 8, Chicago. Number 9, Philadelphia. Number 10 is going to be Brooklyn. Number 11, Miami. Might lead to Eric Spoelstra's, dismissal, getting him fired. Number 12, it pains me to say this, but Indiana. Tyrese Halliburton's injury and Miles Turner's departure just make it harder for this team to compete. So I think they will drop a little bit, but not do terrible compared to, like, other seasons they've had. Number 13, Toronto. Another wasted season for Scotty Barnes. Number 14 will be Charlotte. I just don't think they can get things rolling down there. And I predicted them to be higher in previous seasons, and they always let me down. So, putting them down here. Number 15 will be Washington. So, that means that for the playoffs, due to my ranking or my standings, that means that it'll be the Lakers versus Houston for the play-in. And that will leave Houston as the winner. The Clippers versus Dallas, which will leave Dallas as the winner. Milwaukee versus Chicago will leave Chicago as the winner. And Philadelphia versus Brooklyn will leave Philadelphia as the winner. Which then means for the 9-10, no, like the loser of the 7-8 game versus the winner of the 9-10 game. That would be Dallas versus Los Angeles with the Lakers winning. And then Philadelphia versus Milwaukee with the 76ers winning. So that means that OKC versus Los Angeles in the first round with OKC winning. Minnesota versus Houston in the first round with Minnesota winning. Denver versus New Orleans with New Orleans winning, actually. Phoenix versus San Antonio with Phoenix winning. And then in the Eastern Conference, I'm going to have Cleveland versus Philadelphia with Cleveland winning. Detroit versus Chicago with Detroit winning. Boston versus Orlando with Boston winning. New York versus Atlanta with Atlanta winning. Moving on to the second round, it would be OKC versus Phoenix with OKC winning. And then Minnesota versus New Orleans with Minnesota winning. Leading to the Eastern Conference, Cleveland versus Atlanta leads to Cleveland winning, and then Detroit versus Boston will be Detroit winning. So then the semifinals will be Minnesota versus New Orleans will be Minnesota. Wait, no. Scratch that. OKC versus Minnesota with Minnesota pulling out the victory in the Western Conference. And Cleveland versus Detroit in the Eastern Conference with Cleveland pulling out the victory. Then for the finals, Minnesota versus Cleveland. This would be a great finals. And I really want the Cavaliers to win it because Donovan Mitchell is one of my favorite players. But I think that Anthony Edwards is just coming out with a vengeance right now after losing in previous years. So I think that the T-Wolves will win their championship and Anthony Edwards will get his first ring. That's all for today. I'll see you guys next time, and I'll react to these predictions later down in next year.